Hey everyone, welcome to Welford Pearls. This is the Woolen Spinning Podcast. It's July 2015. This is a second recording of July's show. If you watched the first one, you will have noticed that for the last, I think it's 15 minutes, the audio is completely off. I'm really sorry about that. I've set up a different way of recording, and I'm really hoping that this will be the future, and this will be how the shows are recorded from now on. Still a venue change. I'm not back in the living room, dining room because it just echoes too much upstairs. My original recording of July, I said that we're having a lot of difficulty with echoing up the stairs into the kids' rooms. So I came down into the family room, which is at the other end of the house. So this is where the show will be recorded from now on. I can be found on Ravelry, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest as Welford Pearls. My name's Rachel. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're a returning viewer, thank you for coming back. And if you're new to the show, I hope that you enjoy the show. It's all about spinning, and there is obviously a lot of knitting because I knit with my hand spun, and I sometimes show my knits that are non-hand spun projects. And actually, funnily enough, today there's no knitting. It's all spinning. I have been prolific in what I've been making. So I've got a lot to show you, so I better jump in. Before I do though, one other thing I was going to mention. I think there's going to be 2 shows for July. I'm hoping. There are going to be 2 shorter episodes. There will be today, and I'll hopefully have this loaded by tonight or tomorrow. It's July 15th today. That's Charlotte in the background. She's hot and she's lying down. So, and I hope that I will be able to have a second show for July loaded at the end of Tour de Fleece. So for those spinners out there who are active in the online community, you all know that it's Tour de Fleece right now. It's started on July 4th and it ends on July 26th. It's been a lot of fun so far. I'm co-captaining the Lendrum team with PA Knitwit, who is Sarah, in the Cult of Lendrum group. So even if you are not a Lendrum spinner, come and check us out. There's lots of stuff going on in the group. And like I said, I'm co-captaining the team, which is a first for this year and has actually been really fun. Like I said, I have a lot to show you, so I'll jump right in. Last episode in June, I showed you my, it was almost finished, my Solaris cardigan that I had made into a vest. It's finished, but I don't have it down here, and I can't go upstairs to get it because the kids are sleeping. So this is what it looked like finished. I'm really happy with it. There was a very extensive blog post and write-up that I did on the blog a couple of weeks ago, which I've linked to in the show notes, which can be found at welfordpearls.com. So, on to the spinning. I showed you the bobbins for these 2 spins last month. These are my 3 Waters Farm spins. This is Spring Broom's Edge. Oh, it's right here. What am I saying? Right here, Spring Broom's Edge. This was an 80% merino, 20% Tussa silk. It's quite marled in places. The major color in this is teal and lime green, and then there was this rusty kind of red brown in it. I really like the colors. I don't love how it came out. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. Yeah, but I like it. The other one that I finished was, and this was a traditional 3-ply, and it doesn't have quite enough twist. This one doesn't either. This was my Bottom Land. It was 85% Polworth, 15% silk. This was Navajo plied, and as a result, it's a little bit inconsistent because of when you Navajo ply, if you have a thin section and then if you have a slightly thicker section, when you Navajo ply, because you're looping a loop on a loop, so it kind of think of like a crochet loop with a strand, you're running yarn, those become plied together. So basically what ends up happening is if you have a slightly thicker section and if you have a slightly thinner section, when they become Navajo plied together, they do, you'll have a thinner section of the plied yarn and a slightly thicker section. And that's what happened with this. And it was on my third bobbin that happened. So the latter bit of this yarn is like that. I don't think I was spinning as consistently as I normally do. So I was a little bit disappointed in that, and I was going to run it through the wheel one more time and add a little bit more twist to it, but now that it's been a few weeks since I finished this and I look at it again, I actually really like it, so I'm going to leave it as it is. It's very gray, which are totally my colors. You can see the sheen on it from the window just across from me. It's really pretty. I really like this. I was going to combo these two and I was going to ply them together and do a 2-ply. I'm so glad that I didn't, because this one's quite springy and bright and it's really pretty, and this one's very gray. And I think it would have washed this one out, and then this one would have lost its gray quality. So I'm glad that I didn't. The next thing that I have finished, I'm just going to adjust. Sorry, the couch isn't super comfortable the way I was sitting. The next thing that I finished, I'm absolutely in love with. It was a on the round BFL. It's just plain BFL. It's a very neutral browns and pale pink, cream. I did this as a 2-ply and I got over 500 yards. The skein is quite small, and it's just because it's a 2-ply and it's lace weight. I put it on my Ravelry page as being a light fingering, but it's 18 wraps per inch, so it's more like a lace weight. I'm actually hoping that I can spin up some BFL, some lace weight BFL, and I'll talk about this in a second. And I'm going to do these two together. Like I'm going to do something stripy where I put the two together. So, sorry, my monitor now is off to my right hand side, my right, your left. So I keep looking over there to see that you can see stuff. So I'm just going to be getting used to this time. That's why this is going to be a slightly shorter show. And then hopefully by next time I'll be a little bit more used to it. So yeah, that's these two. There you go, focused. So this, and I spun this quite high ratios, quite high twist. I really like the results, and it's still nice and soft, and it still smells sheepy. Rachel Jones just does beautiful things. So if you aren't familiar with On the Round, go check out ontheround.com. This was a BFL that I spun. I've got 2 pounds of this, and James is awake from his nap, so I'm going to pause here. I got through 8 minutes, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to get back on the camera and finish up the show today. So I'll chat with you in just a minute, and I'll go deal with him. So we're going to be joined by James. He's sitting right here. He's going to record the show with me, right, Bubby? You're going to help me out? Yeah. Okay, so he's telling me that the next yarn that I'm going to show you is, I spun this for my father, which is James's Gramps. This is Hummingbee Farm local wool. This is 6 ounces in total, and I spun this as an Aran weight, quite loose. It's really dark, you're not going to be able to see it. It's a little bit coarser. I would liken it to a Corriedale. So I mean, really not that coarse, just a little bit coarser than merino. More blue. More blue, that's right. Okay, hold on tight to them. So these are going to be a toque for my dad. My mom is going to crochet this up for him for the fall, because a toque that I did for him a couple of years ago, it's kind of on its last legs. So this will be a belated birthday present for him. Well, thank you. The next thing that I was going to show you was this BFL that I was showing you a few minutes ago that was that I was hoping to pair with the On the Round. I wish I had left this as a singles. It's just got too much twist in it, so I'm going to run it back through the wheel and take some of the twist out. big news. My Hanson came on Monday, actually. It was a big purchase. I got the woolly winder, so I'm going to cake this up, and I'm actually going to run it through the wheel to take some of the twist out, because it's just a bit too high twist. Is that going to be yours? Oh, okay. It's nice and soft. Do you want me to show this one instead? Okay, so this was my Clun Forest that I ran off the wheel. It had been on my bobbins for quite a long time. It's quite high twist. It's got a real bounce to it. This is a downbreed Clun Forest. I've talked about it a lot. And this yarn has a real bounce to it. Like, it's got a real, yeah, a lot of elasticity. I'm actually thinking about spinning a little bit more. Oh, thank you. Spinning a little bit more for socks. And I have enough to do a sweater and some socks. So I thought some down socks, I'll dye them with some Kool-Aid or something. The kids can help me. It'd be kind of fun. And do that. More yarn, that's right. There's yarn everywhere. So this was abstract fiber. It is bright red, like Christmas red. Hi, Bubby. Do you want to say hi? These are not my colors, but I'm going to stripe it in a toque. And it came with my Hanson, so it was a little test skein that I ran off. Really, really pretty. It's 40 superwash merino, 40 merino, and then 20% silk. So just really pretty, lovely sheen. Oh my goodness, gorgeous sheen. So abstract fiber is in Oregon, I think. Yeah. Anyways, I'd really like to get some more of their fiber eventually, but shipping up here right now to Canada is a little bit expensive. So, oh, please don't pull that off. No. So it's a little bit difficult. That one? Oh, he wants all of the Three Waters Farm skeins. Oh, the blue one. Do you want the other blue one too?
No.
So I really wanted to show you this. I'm really excited about it. This was some mini bats that I spun. That you need that one. This was, James is going to help me unpack something with you in a moment, and so that's why I thought that I would have him as part of the show. So I'm sorry it's a little bit disruptive. So I made a whole bunch of bats off my drum carder that I just got. I just bought a Brother drum carder. I got an 80 TPI tines per inch liquor in brush and a 120 tines per inch drum, because I do mostly finer fibers, and I have a huge stash of fiber that I don't really have any use for, and I don't do a lot with. And so my plan was to make a whole bunch of mini bats, or batlings, as some of the Etsy sellers call them, which I think is really cute. And I was dividing them up into different colorways. So I had some like cream, natural undyed, and yellow, and some navy blues mixed. So there are a whole bunch of Etsy indie dyers and fiber artists and whatnot who are making these mini bats or batling sets. So the idea is that instead of having a huge bat that you have to deal with that you unroll and then take down and use and make, the idea is that you have little bumps of fiber that are a little bit more manageable to cope with. So I had, 2 or 3 different colorways that I was sort of making and that I was going to list and post. It's too hot outside. That I was going to make and list in the shop. Anyways, I got started on one of them. Okay. That I was going to make a toque for Mike with, actually, and I was going to spin it a little bit thicker and just have 100 yards or so that I was going to whip off. Well, I kind of got hooked and I spun all of it. So this is my results, and I just love it. There's BFL, Corriedale, merino, superwash merino, natural white and black undyed alpaca, and some Firestar in here. I love how it turned out. I got 400 yards, and I'm actually going to make some more. That's right, James, the tractor. I'm actually going to make some more mini bats, and I'm going to hopefully make, this is 140 grams. I'm gonna spin up another 60 to 80 grams, and I'll have enough for a really big shawl. I just love how this turned out. So really high twist, still super soft and close enough for next to the skin. So that turned out really well. Lots of texture, and yet very consistent in how I spun it. I spun the bats as a short forward drop, and was just very consistent, and that's it. So I have a huge acquisition, and James, can you come over and help me? Over here, please. And James is gonna help me unpack it. James, can you look in the box here? So I recently purchased on Ravelry, a small travel wheel, and I'm really excited about it. And I thought that I would show you. So my best friend popped over the border this morning to Bellingham to pick it up. And so it's still all packed up. But I thought it'd be really fun to show you on the show today what it is. So I saw this listed on one of the Ravelry spinning boards, and I was really, really, really tempted. And then I thought, well, no. And then I messaged her on the off chance that maybe she would be interested in shipping it to Canada. And she was willing to. So, this is really cool. James, there's something else in there. Do you want to have a look in the bag, and in the box, and see what else you can find? What else is in there? What else is in here? What's in the box? Apparently all of the yarn is James's. Go figure. So, let me just pull the bags off. She did a great job of packing this. So this, what I'm unpacking right now is the onboard Lazy Kate. So, I don't have the other treadle on. This is called a Merlin Tree Roadbug. So these wheels are really super cute. Are you gonna help me turn it? So these are direct drive wheels, which I'll explain about either if James will let me today or later. Instead of having a drive band that goes around the flyer and the drive wheel, instead they have a flyer that goes this way. James, can I just put this on before you keep turning? Oh wait. There's another piece that goes here. There's another piece and I haven't unpacked it yet. So the flyer goes up here, and you can see this rubber piece here that's turning this way is what turns the flyer. So the flyer turns this way and the drive wheel turns this way. You can see James is helping me big time. So we're going to turn it around, James. So your whirl ratios and whatnot, this is the onboard Lazy Kate on this side. Okay, don't put your foot up though, James. I have to be able to hold it.
Toe.
Yeah, there's a toe. So there's the treadle, which James is not very helpfully demonstrating. This is a double treadle wheel, so there will be a second treadle that'll be put on. James, can you just turn turn this? And back here on the onboard Lazy Kate are a few more different circumference rubber stopper. That's kind of what they look like. Direct drive, basically what acts as your whirl ratio, that go on to here beneath your flyer to create your the equivalents of your whirl ratios. And then you have your Scotch tensioning up here. So they're a little bit different from a traditional Scotch tension wheel like the Matchless or the Lendrum, tons and tons of wheels that are out there where you have the drive wheel going this way with a drive band, and then your brake band on the bobbin or on the bobbin in some way. This direct drive system, your flyer is being driven here. So this is 3 pounds, so very, very light. The Merlin Tree wheels, there's two. There's the Roadbug, which is this, and to carry them, That's right, I'm your mummy.
My
To carry it,
hand.
this is your handle here. So you can see that your drive wheel also has a handle, and you can carry it like that. And you can turn it into a single drive by just not attaching your other footman, which actually I'm kind of planning on I'm planning on using it as a single drive. And then the hitchhiker, the only difference is that up here is a handle. There's a bigger handle that you can carry it up here. So the hitchhiker and the Roadbug are the same wheels, just with the added handle. So, really exciting. Picked this up today from Ship Happens in Bellingham. And, my best friend went down and got it for me. I watched the kids, and she went over the border for me and got it. So, I'm really excited. It'll be really fun to learn on. I've heard that these are not good beginning wheels. They do have a learning curve. There's extensive write-ups and chat about them on Ravelry. So I'm glad that I'm not coming into this as a beginner. Rochelle, who I bought this from, also sent the bag with it. So this is the carry bag, and there's a clasp here to connect to your wheel to keep it all safe. And there should be so the Merlin Tree wheels are actually, sorry about the tape, are compatible with Ashford bobbins, which is really helpful because Ashford bobbins, of course, are really easy to get. This wheel in particular, Rochelle had Merlin Tree bobbins. And the nice thing is when you're traveling, you can, just like my old Kromsky Minstrel, when you're traveling, you actually have an onboard Lazy Kate, which is really lovely for when you're traveling and you can ply off of it. So you can do 2 plies or Navajo ply, which is really nice, or just store your bobbins until you're home. So those are the bobbins. I think I have 4 bobbins. I think she sent me. Yes, I have 4 right there. And oh no, there's 6. There's 2 more in here. That's wonderful. Here's my other foot.
The paw.
Yeah, it's a foot.
Paw.
Yeah, you can pop that. And there should be one more piece in here. Yeah. So there's another. This is the second foot. So this foot goes here. On the back, it screws into just into there, as James whirls it around. So this connects here like that, and that becomes your double treadle. So the nice thing with these wheels is you don't have to do that. They're a little bit harder to treadle, obviously, if you don't have the second treadle. The single treadle is a little bit firmer to treadle, but when you're traveling, it's nice not to have to take that second foot with you. So, super exciting. So I'm really excited about that. Like I said, I did purchase a Hanson that came this week as well. It's a big week for me. The reason being, so I just recently came into a very, very small inheritance. A very small inheritance, and I was able to get these wheels. Can you say hi?
Hi.
So I feel very blessed. And I'll tell you more about the Hanson next time. So I'm hoping that we will have another show in a couple weeks without the children. Sans children, right? No children. And I hope that you all have a really, really wonderful Tour de Fleece. I hope it's going really well for you. And in the meantime, happy spinning.